Welcome to Life Sutras, where we have empowering conversations with thought leaders that will inspire you to be a healthier and happier version of yourself. We will explore science, the subconscious, as well as the spiritual. Good health equals harmony between many dimensions of mind, body, environment, and the unknown. Welcome back to another episode of Life Sutras. And as you can see, I'm very excited today to have a dear friend and somebody I think you're going to enjoy listening to a lot. And I'm really looking forward to experiencing some of the tools and techniques that we have displayed out here. But before we start, I'd like to introduce Marc. His real name is Raymond Mori, and nobody calls him Raymond, right?
Raymond Marcus Kanji Mori. That's
oh, wow.
So get that on record, right? Okay.
I would always tease him and say, everybody loves Raymond, and he's like, nobody uses the name Raymond.
Yeah.
But Marc has a very fascinating story, which we're also going to go into. And why it's important for us to really hear Marc's story is because, as you all know, Sydenham Clinic is very inspired by the blue zones, and we've incorporated a lot of the blue zone factors into our clinic. And one of my favorite blue zone factors is Ikigai. And your father is Japanese, you're half Japanese, so you know Ikigai is the reason you wake up in the morning. It's your purpose in life, it's your passion, your mission, your vocation, everything coming together. And Marc has had a unique journey of finding his purpose. He's an ex-FBI agent, and now he's a spiritual healer, he's an artist, he's exploring himself, he's a seeker. So let's hear it from him, Marc.
Well,
Why?
I guess we talked a little bit about this, but it's just when I was with the FBI for all those years, I had a certain purpose in life, and a lot of it had to do with seeking truth, and for me that was very important to be part of that, and that was sort of like my Dharma, right? So at a certain point, when I knew I was coming closer to retirement and shifting gears in life, I had to do some introspection and look at, what is my purpose, and has that purpose shifted, and if so, or at least recognizing what is my overarching purpose rather than my immediate purpose for maybe survival purposes, for having a job, doing something that I enjoy doing, but now really looking in and how am I going to transform the second part of my life after retirement. So that's where the journey started.
So from seeking truth for the government, you went to seeking truth for yourself.
Yeah, and I had to really look at myself. So before retirement, I went through certain trainings and that kind of thing. And one of the things that really was important for me was changing that paradigm of my life. And maybe beforehand, when you're raising a family and they're all in school and very dependent on you, part of the paradigm for me at the time was, and looking at it honestly, it was like I was in a race of life. And so so what am I racing against, right? And what am I racing towards? The end of the finish line, although the finish line is just really my death, right? So how do I change that competitive, that frame of mind of being in a race to something else? And when I shifted my paradigm, I looked at how I could better get in touch with my essence and trust my inner guidance and love the journey of my life. And that's what I realized, that it really needed to be shifting in that direction, rather than one is more survival oriented and one's more for just flourishing and growing.
So you clearly found your path to thriving. A lot of us struggle. And what were some of the steps you went through? And you said it's evolutionary, one thing builds on the other. So
yeah.
Like, how did you find yourself? How did you do it?
Well, it's like an unfolding onion, right? So, there's always more to be revealed. And about 3 years before I retired, I went back to doing some personal training seminars in Santa Monica, California. And I went through the whole series, which ended up in a month-long training in Chile, in Santiago, Chile. And part of that journey also had me look at a affirmation for myself that really had to do with peace, finding that peace within myself and the creativity within myself. So when I established that, I manifested a peace fellowship with Rotary International after my retirement. So I got the opportunity to study peace and conflict studies at Chulalongkorn University at a Rotary Peace Center in Bangkok. And they flew in experts on peace and conflict resolution from all over the world. And we got to go do some practical field trip explorations of that. And it was just a really great opportunity to really reflect on resolving conflict and what are the factors that promote peace within society. And so with that also inspired some other work on my end of going into yoga, getting into Qigong, and where I was able to go to India, and I spent time at two different yoga training centers and ashrams, one outside of Mumbai at an ISKCON center, and the second one was in Rishikesh at an ashram on the Ganges River. So with that really opened my mind to a lot of possibilities and in the practice of it. And also, part of that training was really fascinating. I got some training in just introductory training in Thai massage, in water work similar to Watsu, and also hand reading and the palm reading. So I got a little bit of a taste in all those areas, and interesting enough, I had done some face reading when I was working with the FBI. So it all sort of blended in to complement these other practices that I developed. So then I ended up going to Kathmandu studying healing bowls, and I've been working with healing bowls and tuning forks and different styles of meditation like Yoga Nidra, with a lot of people from Houston to Abu Dhabi, where I'm a member of Light Workers of Abu Dhabi, which is a community there that we do a lot of networking, and we do a lot of sharing of our skills and mentoring, and that's also another way of networking and bringing in clients. So that sort of evolved into now a coaching practice as well, where I combine these skills with the coaching.
So it's a full circle. Now you teach and heal, and first you were learning and growing.
Yes.
But that's beautiful. And I still remember you did some sort of face reading for me, and I didn't know you used to read faces. And I'm like, how do you know? How do you know, Mark? And you're pretty good at it. I'm so intrigued by all these equipments out here. Can you tell us how to use them, what they're for, how they work?
So, a lot of this stuff, it helps us focus our attention in one way or another, right? And a lot of meditation is about focus and release. So learning ways of releasing and allowing ourselves to focus from the external to more of an internal world, these are all a part of that. One of the things that I often use, which I don't have here readily at hand, though I have here, is just something very simple, and it's a candle. So in the morning, a lot of times in my practice, I just light a little candle, and sometimes I burn some Palo Santo, and that just sort of helps me focus my intention, think about some of the mantras that I'm going to do, and it's really, can I?
Sure.
Okay. It just allows me to look into that candle and focus on the flame, and that just helps me clear out my mind and begin focusing what my intentions are for the day and maybe repeat some affirmations and mantras, and then move from there onto what my meditation is about, or I want to do some more studying about a certain topic. I'll take out a book and start reading, and just that's, I might go into different qigong moves at that point, or incorporate some yin yoga or something that allows
These are your personal spiritual practices.
Yeah. So those are some of that's how I start off. But when I'm actually working with a lot of people this way, I often, so what you're seeing here is my travel set, right?
Okay.
So I can carry this in my car, or I can travel with this anywhere, and I can always do a treatment this way.
Right, and you do one-on-one sessions, you do group sessions.
And you saw my larger, array
Yes.
of bowls and gong and a giant bowl that you step in. So all that stuff is for like a sound bath. But then I do an individual treatment one-on-one with people.
What is a sound bath? I'm sure our listeners might have heard that for the first time. We had a fabulous event where you did, for our Sydenham Clinic members, you had a sound bath healing session. Tell our listeners what it is.
Well, in some countries they call it a sound voyage. And we can incorporate everything from maybe a visualization meditation or a yoga nidra or a combination. And then we might have some singing bowls that go off, and people can focus their attention to the sound of the bowl. We can also use a drum, maybe some things that rattle and shake, and bells. And just giving people a voyage of sound with their eyes closed, where they can really experience things. And sometimes I can move into, work into a moving meditation where we have some movement associated with that, and something called healing voice. So just coming up with tonalities and inspired voice that are also very healing, because we're all mammals, and one of the primordial things that mammals do is they soothe each other with their voice. It comes from the mother soothing and cooing their young. So these are all modalities of sound, which is basically electromagnetic energy. And if we look at ourselves as human batteries, and which we often we are, you go to the science fair and you have like those two doorknobs that you hold, and it lights up the light bulb in the middle. Well, you just close the circuit, right? And we're able to produce electricity. So we have this electromagnetic energy in our bodies, and this is one way of connecting with that and soothing that energy within the body and helping it flow within our body. So a lot of these type of techniques also blend well with Qigong and traditional Chinese medicine, where we can use these tuning forks along meridian lines and along certain acupressure points and activate those. And that can be very soothing as well. So when we, they say that stress is the number one cause of disease, right?
Yes.
So the antidote to that is relaxation. So all these techniques, allow us to unwind, to get into our deeper essence, and feel safe, so that our survival mode is turned off and our flourish mode is turned on.
Right.
So this is really, all these are just tools to get us there, whether it's a moving meditation in Qigong, where we move very slowly and gently, long, smooth, deep breaths, present moment focus, and massage. That can put us into that state. And as well as sound and vibrations and song and voice, and a lot of other associated practices that can weave into these methods.
Should we do a little bit of a show and tell? Do you want to?
Sure. We can do, why don't we start off with a quick body scan with a bowl.
Okay.
And then we can move into some work with the forks, yeah?
Great.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to come over here. And can you get is this a good place? Okay, so I'm going to go, can you turn this way a little bit? Okay. So I'm going to do, if you want to just have an open body position, I'm going to go ahead and just close your eyes, connect with your breath, feel the ground under your feet just supporting you. Imagine your energy as you exhale going all the way to the core of the earth, grounding you. And we're going to just hit this bowl and just allow your mind to not only connect with your breath, but connect with the sound of this bowl. How are you feeling?
Quite relaxed.
What did you notice?
I was noticing the sound traveling for sure. So you've seemed to travel with the sound, and it's like a meditation, how you take your awareness from different parts of your body. And I was quite aware of being grounded and trying to connect the two.
Okay. Well, so it's another way of relaxing, right? So it's if you do this for a long time, and we do like sound baths for 45 minutes, there's a lot of beneficial effects tied with meditation, and we'll combine it with like a yoga nidra that gets our brain to slow down, so we can go into a deep state of relaxation between sleep and between a wakeful state. So this is we're going to now move on to maybe some of these tuning forks, right? So this particular tuning fork is at 528 hertz. This one is at a higher pitch, and it often makes us sleepy. So like it's a great one to use, like if you want to relax a little bit and feel sleepy and maybe take a nap.
Yeah, I didn't have great sleep last night, so I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, wonderful! So we'll try.
Should I close my eyes?
Yeah, sure.
Or
and
no?
you can close your eyes and just allow yourself to again connect to your breath. Did you notice anything?
It's a very grounding, like it feels like a heavy sound, but very mild, like that. It is.
So when we combine some of this stuff with maybe these weighted forks, they have a much higher vibration level. So it's really nice to use this actually on the body. So in certain areas where there's acupressure points, and just in general relaxation of the muscles and even the nerves. So it's sort of soothing at different levels. So often when we first hit it, it's much louder, much more of a reverberation that you feel in your muscles.
Yeah.
Okay, but
It's like
then
a
as it lightens
current.
up, it's really nice on the nerves. So it's interesting how at first it's really good for penetrating the tension in our muscles, but then there's a certain soothing element of as it sort of wanes off. That's also
Yeah.
very soothing internally. So if you're open to it, I can try some maybe on your back and shoulders.
Sure.
Which is, a place that a lot of people have a lot of tension
Okay.
is in their back and shoulder. So if we can maybe get you to turn that way, and I can maybe work from here. And so we'll go ahead, and I'm going to just put this on your shoulders, and then I have permission right here to touch you, right? So you're comfortable with that. So let me just put that on your shoulders.
It's almost like a massage with sound.
Yeah. Electromagnetic vibrations, right? That seem to penetrate, depending on the fork that we use in different ways. So one of the nicer placements too is if you were to bend your neck down a little bit, so I'll get behind your skull right here, the occipital point. And this one's actually a very nice one to relax the mind. Okay. Here we go.
Fascinating. It's sort of meditating and therapeutic at the same time, because these are some of the things that I feel like when I'm meditating is, you feel the energy flowing in the brain.
We can actually use a crystal, and that crystal can help structure the sound energy so that it can also be very soothing. So maybe we'll put that on your back right here, and see how you like that. And there's different places we can put this, but so it sort of expands out the area of the massage, of the electroacoustic vibro massage that's going on
It's
right now.
stronger through the crystal.
Yeah, it sort of amplifies it, right?
Yes, it does.
So they use crystals also to amplify sound, so in sound systems. So
This is so fascinating.
so let's see. Okay, so now this is a heart and lung point right here. See how people hold a lot of tension also here in this part of the little dimple between your shoulder and chest. How does that feel?
Yeah.
Good.
It feels different on different parts of your body.
Yeah. So that's those are some of the things that we do. Is I place tuning forks on people, and also I place bowls on people, and also create sound voyages or experiences.
Yeah. Well, we saw firsthand, our office manager had a migraine headache the other day, and Mark placed bowls on her, and she's like, I can't believe it's gone. And we don't know if it's psychological or if it really happened, but it did happen. So I think there's a lot of power in prayer and a lot of power in energy. And like you said, we are energy bodies.
So yeah, a lot of times we talk about healing the body, right? But remember, what we don't always work on is our energy, right? So a lot of us, when somebody of a certain energy walks in the room, we turn and we look at that person, right?
True.
Someone's down, they walk in, you can sort of sound, hey, is everything okay with you? We carry this energy field around us.
Right.
And we often treat the body and its wounds, but we treat what they call the biofield, or your energy field.
Right.
So this also offers an opportunity to work on not just the physical, but also your whole energetic level.
Fascinating. Well, this is exactly what we want to achieve here at Sydenham Clinic. You know, we want to integrate cutting edge precision medicine with ancient wisdom and be one place where people can heal at their own pace. And, you know, you have to be ready and accepting of such different sciences, I would like to call it, or different forms of art and therapy.
Well, you know, and a lot of this stuff, you know, with the quantum physics and mechanics out there is just starting to catch up with some of the theories based on sound and electromagnetic energy, and, you know, ideas espoused by Tesla and other people. So, you know, it's just, has medicine kept up with all this? And so it's a matter of how is that articulated. And I think more and more people and researchers are out there going, well, this stuff really works. Why does it work?
Right.
And they're starting to answer those questions more and more.
Yes.
So, yeah, it seems in many ways cutting edge, and also at the same time it has these roots into ancient, you know, meditational and medicinal practices. So my invitation is to see what works for you.
Yes.
And if it works and resonates with you, let's to say, then go for it.
Yep. And step one is learning. So I'm hoping our listeners today learned something new. But before we wrap up today's session, I always ask our guests, what is their secret life sutra?
So one of the things that I did before I went on this voyage is I came up with my own affirmation. It took me about a week and a special training to do that. And since then I've manifested many things based on this affirmation and this teaching, this mantra, and that's something that I've embodied. So it's part of that embodiment process is allowing that to resonate through all your body, every cell, so that it becomes your truth, right? So for me, I came up with this maybe 3 or 4 years ago, 5 years ago now, 6 years ago. And I've been using it whenever I'm in a situation where I need to focus, I need to connect. If I'm going to speak in front of a large group of people, maybe that will ground me and put me firmly in my body and my purpose. Would you like to hear?
Thank you. We would be honored if you share it with us, because I know it's very personal.
So just I'm a loving man creating peace and trust in my life. That's it.
Beautiful. I'm a loving man creating peace and trust in my life.
I'm a loving man creating peace and trust in my life.
I think you're also creating it in others' lives. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marc. And until next time, stay tuned in to Life Sutras.